Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Freak Show. It's your boy, Cyrex, and this is episode 19. Been trying to do, more shows, so here this is. I want to start by saying thank you guys so much. For the people who are listening, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. I know there's not, many views. I believe the playlist as a whole at this time, at least last time I checked, had when I uploaded episode 18, the playlist as a whole had 39 views. So that's not a lot, but I mean, it certainly is better than zero. And honestly, it just means so much more. For the people who are listening, especially the people who are listening to the episodes all the way to the end, it really means the world to me. I really enjoy making this podcast, just like I love making music. I love making a podcast, and I love just talking, really. So, for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell, to be part of Notification Squad, so you can get notifications of each and every video that comes out from this channel. By now, it's pretty obvious the majority of which are Freak Show episodes. And there's many more to come, as well as more performance videos too. And I will be continuing with the Walk With Me series. Haven't really been doing it much this week because I haven't really been walking much. But I'm still out here, guys. And as usual, I don't really have any prepared topics. In fact, I was actually just looking at Jeff Fusion, which is a Japanese blog, and checking out their, because they have updates of the Kamen Rider and Super Sentai series. So right now, from Kamen Rider, we have Kamen Rider X8, and Super Sentai, we have Uchu Sentai Q Ninja, or Q Ranger, if you want to really Americanize it. But, both, in my opinion, are very good series. It's not like, I won't lie, Ghost, I was struggling. With Ghost. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a big fan of Kamen Rider, big fan of Super Sentai. You see Kamen Rider Gaim on the cover to stage. So, I don't think I'll talk too much about the two series in this episode, but I think that I would highly recommend at least one of them. At least look into the themes of any one of the Kamen Rider, any one of the Super Sentai series, and just pick one based on the themes. And I'm sure you're gonna find something you'll like. Now, I haven't seen anywhere near all the series. I believe I've seen, let's see, the ones that I've watched from Super Sentai, because I began with Super Sentai. I began with Gokaiger. The reason I began with Gokaiger was because, it was because of the powers they used. It was the 35th anniversary series. So, not per se the anniversary, but the 35th team. The anniversary, I believe, is a year prior to the anniversary team. Well, yeah, I guess it's still an anniversary team. But they were using all the powers of the past Sentai. So you would see, teams, especially from an American perspective, from somebody who's only really used to Power Rangers, because, Power Rangers, of course, used Super Sentai's footage. So, to see powers being used by figures that we recognize as the Power Rangers, which are, just more recent Sentai, to older Sentai that we're not too familiar with, it was actually pretty cool. In the first episode alone, I believe they use Let's see. I know for a fact they started with Go Ranger, which was the very first team. In fact, I can actually look this up. So let's see. I can actually look this up because there's a wiki for everything. Well, almost everything. Okay, yeah, they use the powers of the Go Rangers, then the Shinkengers, Samurai, and the Maji Rangers, Mystic Force. Which you come to realize too. Well, I mean, I knew this already, but if you're new to the series, you come to realize that not only did a lot of the older suits look really clunky, which I mean is to be expected from something from the 70s, but I mean the advances they've made are just stellar. And also, I mean, I think by now more of the, well, no, I think they evened it out again, because I think around the time of Gokaiger, half of the yellows were men and half were women. For the first several years, they were all men. Like, so, Go Ranger, first season, 4 men and 1 woman. Red, blue, yellow, pink, green, and only pink was a woman. Next season, it was more of a card theme. They didn't really have a yellow, but instead of yellow, they had a white, but he was a man still. And Battle Fever. Battle Fever was an interesting one. Battle Fever had a. It was the first black kind of. He was a black and green. He was based on countries. Like red was Battle Japan. Blue was Battle France. No yellow again. So orange was Battle Cossack, which I guess Cossack is a term for Soviet Russia at the time. Of course, 1979. Of course, it was still the Soviet Union. Still had 12 more years on its belt, or on its calendar. Had decades under its belt by that point. And black/green, black with accents of green, whatever. Battle Kenya, and pink with accents of blue, and like fake little American flag accents. You guessed it, Miss America. They didn't call her Battle America, they called her Miss America. And funny thing is they had an American ass girl playing Miss America. Like she was clearly part Asian or something like that. Diane Martin. Oh, that's right. Her actress was also Diane Martin. She got replaced though. She did get replaced, but nobody knows like the official on record reason. But they say, I've always read, basically, whenever I read about this series, it's always said that she wasn't really that available for filming, and she didn't fully understand Japanese. Which, you can only imagine how in a Japanese show, that just wouldn't work. Which I found funny though, because the woman was the only one that they really bothered to make match her country, or the country she was supposed to represent. Because the others, they were. Again, I haven't seen the series, so maybe it's a fallacy on my part, but it's pretty evident that they're pretty Japanese. You have a name like Shiraishi Gensak, but you're Battle Cossack, you're Battle Soviet Russia, Battle Russia. Hmm. Hmm. You know. But yeah, he could have been raised there. It said that he spent some time and worked there, but doesn't say much about like his nationality in relation to Russia. And needless to say, same goes for the others. For Akebono Shiro, yeah, that's Battle Kenya. His name is a homophone. It's literally one character away from white, and he's Battle Kenya. That's funny. Jeez. To explain that for my non-Japanese speakers, Shiro is his first name, which just elongates the O. Shiro, which a regular O, so regular length O, would be white. But let's see here. I was gonna say something about them. Oh yeah. I would recommend Gokaiger to start with, just because it's accessible. You don't have to focus too much on back continuity or on any cultural differences or anything like that. I mean, you're gonna see cultural differences, but I mean the characters, all the main characters, with the exception of the Sixth Ranger Gokai Silver, they're not from Earth. They look like humans. They seem to be humans, but they're not from Earth. Whereas Silver is, human from Earth. So, there's not too much. Well, they're speaking Japanese, of course, because for convenience. It's just like how in Les Miserables they speak English, even though it's clearly French as a motherfucker. They go with what they work with. They go with what they can. They do what they can. But it's a great series. Lots of action, lots of fun, lots of cool scenes, lots of cool graphics. It's just a fun show. It's a fun show. The story is good. It's we don't. I mean, now that I've watched some TokuCast episodes, and shout out to the TokuCast. They got a great channel, fantastic videos, fantastic conversations. The Gokaijers, or rather the series Gokaiger, doesn't have the deepest, like most super developed series where they have where every last thing about the character, but like enough, and you're gonna fall in love with them anyway. So it's really enjoyable to me. Did I get sidetracked? I did touch on I may revisit in just a moment the topic of gender in Super Sentai and in Kamen Rider, because I did talk about that in episode 0, which I believe I will leave a link to. In episode 0, I talked about how the Q Rangers, they're up to 12 now. They're up to 12 now with a mix of alien beings. Again, same proportion of Earthlings. Out of 12, only 2 are Earthlings, and they're the 2 extra Rangers. But it's 2 women, again, like 1 gynoid and 1 young woman, and 10 other male human, android, or alien being. It's very evident this is aimed toward young boys, and that it's aimed towards getting young boys' parents to buy them the toys. But whatever. I mean, it's a little unfair to discount female viewers. But I'll get back to my point right now. I'll maybe talk about that again in a second, but right now, the series that I've watched. And the series that I have watched have been Gokaiger from 2011. For the Sentai, since they begin in February and end in February, I'm basically going to just be giving the year in which they're the majority. The Kamen Riders, since Double, have begun in September and ended in September as well. Because despite the fact that they were beginning in late January before Decade and prior, because Decade was a much shorter series, Decade ended in September, and so they just kept it going. Which, shout out to them for revamping the entire schedule. But for those, since those start in say Double. Double did begin in the fall of 2009, but ran through the majority of 2010. So I'll be naming Kamen Rider series in that fashion, just to avoid confusion. But also you can look this shit up. I just want to help you out, facilitate that a little bit. So, series I've seen: Gokaiger from 2011, with the pirate theme. Kaizo Sentai Gokaiger means pirate team heroic ranger, which is also a pun on misunderstanding, so it's really misunderstood heroic ranger. I also saw. Since then, I've been watching each and every one. Since I began, I've always watched the ongoing one. So I watched Go Busters, Dokumi Sentai Go Busters from 2012. Juden Sentai Kyoryuger. Loved Kyoryuger. That was the first team to have 10 Rangers really team up at once. Let's see. Tokyuger. Ninja. Yeah, that's about ninjas. That's the third ninja series too. The third one. Ju-Oja. And now Q-Ranger. And then when I went back, I would watch Shinkenger, Geki Ranger, Go-Onger. I did parts of Go Sager, but I couldn't find good enough quality, and I kind of gave up. I might go back to it one day, but I'm not that interested. I'm not that interested, to be honest. So sorry to whoever is a really big Go Sager stan, but yeah. But yeah, Go-Onger. Go-Onger was a really really campy series, but I loved it. Now, Geki Ranger. I did also start Bokenger. Now, Bokenger's series was a little tough for me. It's just the story was a little tough for me. I was just getting bored. I might go back to it sometime because I do like the team a lot, especially Red, Pink, and Silver, who we call Mercury Ranger because we're corny. But, I mean, I don't know what it was. It's just it couldn't keep me. It couldn't hold me. I've watched more team-ups than I have, just I've watched the Aba Ranger and I think it was Aba Ranger and Harikenja. Notice I'm not saying full names of series, but I guess I should. So, Bakuria Sentai Aba Ranger versus Ninpu Sentai Hurricaneger, second ninja series, which we call Ninja Storm over here, and the other one Dino Thunder over here. I think I watched their team up. I know ours was way better. or no, I don't know. I'm sure there's had Mecha and everything. Did it? I don't remember. I do know that I watched Tokuzo Sentai Deca Ranger and Upper Ranger, SPD and Dino Thunder. That one was tight. That one was really tight. I'm sure I watched Power Ranger versus Super Sentai, but that was like the first team up I ever watched, and I haven't really gone back to it since. Was it Power Ranger or did I just say Power Ranger or Bokenger? It was Bokenger that I saw, but of course watched all the Gokaiger movies. Gokaiger, Bokenger, and Power Ranger are the 35th, 35th, 30th, and 25th teams respectively. So, yeah. Oh, and Zyuohger, because they're the 40th team, they teamed up with the Gokaigers. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. And even crazier was the actual team-up episode, was the 1000th episode of Super Sentai. That's fucking nuts. So, I mean, as far as my recommendations off rip, Gokaiger. Get into Gokaiger. You want the campy, you want the humor, get into some Goanger. You want like the steadfast, kind of really focused team, I would say Shinkenger, Geki Ranger. If you want a good mix of both, again Gokaiger, and also Kyoryuger. Even though Kyoryuger, Tokyuger, and Ninja definitely have a serious habit of just phoning way too much of the focus in on the red. On Kyoryu Red, or Tokyo 1, Tokyo number 1, Tokyo Ichigo, or Aka Ninja, Red Ninja. So, I mean, you're gonna have to bear with that if you want to watch those. I found, I gotta admit, I found Red Ninja, I found Aka Ninja really fucking, I found, honestly, most of that team really fucking annoying. Ninja, I mean, they had some cool stuff in the suits and like, a couple interesting concepts on the mecha, but that team was annoying. That team was annoying. Pink was by far the best character, and they barely gave her any like real fucking focus. They had her get like really frustrated once. It was like towards the end of the series. So yeah, no, that was. Go Busters is also very serious too, and very dark in tone for a lot of the season, not all of it, but toward the end, I mean, maybe because I wanted too much of what I got from Gokaiger, maybe I didn't appreciate it quite as much, but after a certain point, I was dying for Go Busters to end. And Kyoryuger kept me all the fucking way until like the last 5 episodes. Then they just fucked it all up. Fucked it all up. Fucked it. Fucked it. Fucked it. How you take your story and you fuck it. Like, damn. I just don't understand. You got something good going on and you just fuck it. Whatever. It's a great show though, like for the majority stretch, the overwhelming majority stretch. It's very enjoyable. The first episode will have you like, what? Second episode, like, this is cool. Third episode, like, okay, I'm getting into this. Fourth episode, this is one of the greatest things I've seen in my life. I shit you not. So go watch Kyoryuger. Juden Sentai Kyoryuger. That means Electro Beast Team Dinosaur Ranger. So, as far as Kamen Riders go, Kamen Riders are more, they're a little more mature in tone typically than Super Sentai, and there tends to be one lead writer rather than a main team. There's like one lead writer and all their allies. So it still does focus on a team, but typically only one or like three or four of the people on the team, on the protagonist team, are the actual Kamen Riders. So, first one that I checked out, I checked out Decade's team up with Shinkenger first, to be quite honest, just as a feeler, because I hadn't seen Kamen Rider. It was something a little foreign to me. So I ended up starting with O's, because O's, it looks like OOO, but it's O's, because O's was running at the time of Gokaiger. You know, it was ahead of Gokaiger by several episodes because it had started in the fall of 2010, but it ran through most of 2011. So I did manage to catch up by the time the finale came around. Very enjoyable series. It does take a couple episodes to get off the ground, but I mean, it's great. It's really great. And O's his power is derived from these metals, these metals that were made from alchemy, that form all the villains and his greatest ally. And the metals you get a head metal, an arms metal, and a legs metal. And of course, the arms metal stretches across your chest, and the legs metal stretches basically across your entire, really the majority of your body. Basically, your waist, no, not even, just above your waist down. And his main formation is, they call it Tatoba, from the first syllables of each of the animals: Taka, Tora, Bata, hawk, tiger, and grasshopper. And different combinations based on, and of course you have complete combos that are based on birds. The ally is based on birds. So he's the hawk, the peacock, and the condor. Then the villains, you have one based on like big mammals, so rhino, gorilla, elephant. One based, he's the most annoying thing on the face of the fucking earth. Yo, he is the most unbearable villain. He is the most unbearable character, honestly. Oh my goodness, just crying over and fucking over for Mazul. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. And it's even worse, the fact that they made, this was amazing, because there's a whole thing with, let me just knock out the other villains first. Kazari. This is Gamel, by the way. Gamel, I guess game animals. Kazari, I don't understand the significance. He's wildcats though. So lion, tiger, cheetah. Mezul, the object of Gamel's affections. She's got the killer whale, eel, and octopus. Funny thing, octopus is taco. Yeah. So I'm sure if anybody has heard of takoyaki, that's grilled octopus. I would like to try that, because I did have a octopus roll of sushi one time. It was good. It was really good. Tasted pretty like briny, really kind of oceany, but I mean, with the sauces I use, it was good. But let's see what else. Uva. I don't know what's up with his name either, but he's insects. So you have a mantis. A stag beetle, a mantis, and a grasshopper. And then, of course, Tatoba is made from the hawk, tiger, grasshopper, so it looks like basically a stoplight, red, yellow, and green. And between all of them, between all of their metals, O's can mix and match all his forms, which is really dope. So between all of those, he can make since it's 3 sets and it's 5, he can make 125 metals, 125 metal combinations just from those. Then there's like a couple more that are like one-offs. Like there's a Kamen Riders movie, a Kamen Rider team up movie, in which he makes another one that's like a one-off. And then there's also there's also the purple metals that feed off of. It's basically like the core of the series is desire, and all the other metals feed off of all the other metals and the villains. They feed off of desire. The purple metals feed off of lack of desire, and they're dinosaurs. So they are, what is it? Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus. And that ends up becoming Oz's final form in the series. It can't mix and match with any of the others, and it gives him like he's white on the skin. This like the armor skin, if that makes sense, is white rather than every single other form where it's black. And it doesn't look nearly as cool as the others, but I mean it's way stronger, at least in series. But I mean, I just enjoyed that. So here's the whole thing with, oh my goodness, they made Gamel the most annoying of all characters. All he's ever doing is following Mazul around like a spoiled little child, like an idiotic child. And she's like, rocking with him until a later point in the series. Then she not rocking with him anymore, cause she like, I'm gonna do this dolo now. I found what I need to do. I don't need you no more. And then he gets, oh my goodness, extra pissy. But it's like way more uncomfortable because the characters are the same age, but they take on human forms to camouflage in society. Now, most of the villains, they do this, rather all of the ally and all the villains, they do this fucking gracefully by picking adults. Mazul picks a young ass girl. Young ass girl looks like she's in fucking middle school. So it makes it look even worse because it makes this adult dude look like he's lusting over this young ass girl, when in reality they're just monsters who are the same age, the exact same age. All of them were born at the exact same moment. But that's like in story stuff, so just watch that. O's is fun though, except for Gamel. O's is pretty dope. Oh, and the main villain, the final villain, he's a fucking psycho. So, that's always fun, right? So then right after that, we have Forze. And Forze, he kind of has the same concept, except instead of all these metals, he has switches, cosmic switches. And they feed off of cosmic energy and off of, camaraderie and friendship, apparently. Now, this is a fantastic series. Some people had like big problems with it, apparently, but I fucking love it. I fell in love with the group, all the characters. I like that series. Every time I go back and watch it, a lot of the episodes have me tearing up. Like, it's crazy. And that team just forms and it becomes so tight knit. They're high school students who are so focused on this, they come together to save the world, and it's like kind of ragtag, but they really care about each other, and like they stay homies. They then like ride or die, like going through life or death shit together. That's how you know who your A1s are. You go through life and death shit with them. So definitely would recommend Forze, absolutely. Then came Wizard. Wizard was cool. It got a little slower. It was a little slow to begin with, but I like it. After Wizard is Gaim. Love Gaim. Love Gaim. Fruit-based power. But they made it work. You see Gaim in his main form, the orange arms, on the cover of Stage, which, you know, buy it on all the music stores. But you see guys like Baron with banana and mango, Duke with lemon, Zangetsu with melon, Malika with peach, Ryugen with grape and with kiwi, Gaim again with not only with orange but also with pineapple, with what's the other one? Strawberry. Yeah, you see him with strawberry, that's right. And goodness, which other one? You see him, oh, watermelon, that's right. Yeah, you see him with watermelon. And with a couple others. But I mean, I just loved the show so much, loved the action, it was just such an enjoyable show, and it was powerful. So yeah, definitely recommend that one. Goodness, Drive. Ooh, Drive was good. Drive was really good. It took a couple episodes. There were some slow parts here and there, but it was really good. It really tugged at your heartstrings too. You fall in. These are another set of characters you fall in love with. Ghost was okay. It was okay. It had cool forms. But yeah, I mean, you know when there's things that you just kind of like a series, you don't love it, and then you know, like there's things that you're not thinking too much about, but just certain things that are keeping this particular thing from being in a higher echelon of your opinion, of your regard. And then you hear somebody else point out all the flaws, and you're just like, yeah, you know what? That was this shit that was pretty whack about it. Like how a few characters were pretty ignored, like pretty damn ignored, or they were just hella one-dimensional. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my sister with all my heart, but I mean, come on, Kamen Rider Spectre was. It seemed like it was like that whole. What was that whole? Oh, there was this episode. It was kind of weird. Like, they're saving your sister, and then there's this like. You know, being like I guess a domineering parent or something. I don't even know. It was something weird. I don't know, but I mean, again, he's a good character too. It's just boring. X8 is great. X8 is so dope with the video game theme, with the level. I mean, any video game, any gamer who loves action series, who loves superhero action series, needs to watch Kamen Rider X8. This is a fact. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to stop recording the episode right now just to post a snap saying that every gamer who likes superhero stuff, superhero series, action series, video game based series, go ahead and get in the comment box, all my Toko people. Get in the comment box and talk to me about your favorite series, any topics on Super Sentai or Kamen Rider that you'd love to discuss, because I would love to continue the discussion for sure. Alright, so let me switch this up here, because this is just too much over here. Yo, so I hadn't heard of this guy, but Robert Jeffers apparently, number 45's pastor, Trump's pastor. This guy wild. This guy wilder than... Yo, this motherfucker wilder and whiter than Trump on the real. Yo, he's out here talking about He's out here talking about the Bible giving. This is a like apparently First Baptist Texas pastor. I don't know what the fuck that like. I don't know what the fuck that like. The first part pertains to anything. You know, if you know, please tell me in the comments, because to when it comes to religious things, when it comes to religious things like that, I'm ignorant. That was a little fast. Something just peeled off. That was weird. But I'm telling you, talking about he has the moral authority to not only retaliate, but to preemptively basically eliminate the threat of Kim Jong-un. Yo, the Bible gives him the moral authority. Again, I mean, if this is the truth, please clarify this to me, because I don't read the Bible. I haven't. So, you know, holla at your boy. Please educate me, because this isn't one of those things that I'm hella ignorant about. Hella ignorant. So, oh my god! And then he fucked around and said that Trump is pro-life. Trump ain't no pro-life. You ain't got that money. You ain't got that kind of money. You pro-life. I don't believe that. I don't. And also, what's up with this pro-life shit too? Like, there's a difference between you would never get an abortion and you would like to project your beliefs onto society. Because you got to remember that your body is the only one that you own. You know, your body, you pay, you know, you sign for it. Once you're 18, you pay taxes on it. You maintain it. You got to take it to the cleaners every day. You feel me? But that's the only one. The rest of them not yours. Not at all. So I ain't trying to hear none of this pro-life shit. Fuck out of here. I am not trying to hear that. I'm not saying, you know, abortion. I'm just saying, your body, your choice. You know? And I just stay my ass up out of it, because it ain't my body. Like, no smoke. I got all types of love, you know, for my Texans. Especially since apparently it was hella Texans who showed love to the advertisement that I put out. Clearly, they support me. So I fucks with you, Texans. Plus, I mean, y'all just seem like cool people. And I got love from my Baptist people too. But, you know, you need to, and I know there was a plane flying over that whole time, or a helicopter looking for somebody, not looking for me. But, you know, I got love for my Texans and my Baptists. It's just, you need to miss me with this pro-life shit. Get the fuck out of here. You need to stop talking about shit like it's your damn body. Oh, and also, if you try to use the logic that if you yourself wouldn't, if a woman herself or anybody with a vagina themselves, anybody with that reproductive system themselves would not get an abortion, that they're pro-life or that they're not really pro-choice, miss me with that shit too. Get the fuck out of here. It's about choice. That's it. Choice. It's also really funny how the opposite of pro-life is pro-choice. Isn't the opposite of pro-life pro-death? By definition? So, like, wouldn't that be not even pro-abortion? That would be like hyper-abortion. That would be like abortion overdrive, my nigga. You know, something in that kind of direction. But nah, don't try to be coming through with that bullshit. Talking about cause of religion. Religion don't stop you from your racism. Religion does not stop you from your sexism. Religion sure as shit don't stop you from your transphobia, homophobia. So get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Anybody who uses their religion to justify their bigotry, get the fuck out of here. I mean, just justifying bigotry is just shitty. Bigotry's bad. Remember that, y'all. Oh my goodness, people. I hope your tea is strong for this one. Because apparently, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is responding to Mr. Trump with the Fire and Fury, the whole movie villain thing, the whole basically his audition for the Avengers Infinity War. They basically came back and said, one of their spokespeople came back and said that these words are pissing off the Hwasong military men from the KPA, Korean People's Army. And I'm gonna read y'all this quote right now. This is like that moment. Sound dialogue is not possible with such a guy bereft of reason, and only absolute force can work with him. Y'all, I'm a little bit afraid. I'm a little bit afraid about that, because that really does sound like, like Ultron and fucking Doomsday are about to collaborate. We about to have a motherfucking DC and Marvel crossover, but like in the worst possible way. Like only the villains and the regular humans are like helpless completely. So apparently it's also coming out through some European diplomats that like they be talking some mad shit about Trump, and they play word bingo. This is all coming from Deezus and Mero, same as the previous segment, because I came up with no topics. So they noted apparently that he basically just picks out whatever Obama agreed with and goes against it. Like it just comes back to that whole y'all trusted him as president. Y'all understand that, like, you say he had these great looking policies and all that crap, but like he seems unable to put an elementary school style rivalry behind him in order to save the country that he said he was going to make great again. So what's up with that? So he needs to check himself. Yo, I just wanted to react to some shit I just heard too. So apparently Face app has filters not unlike Snapchat, except that at some point they seem to have added on, and of course got flamed for, filters, ethnicity filters. You could show use a filter of yourself if you're Black, Native American, or Asian, or to make you those. That's fucked up. Nah, I'm not with that shit. I already fucking hate the dog filter enough. Get the fuck out of here. That's just no. It's bad enough. No, it's bad enough that y'all put these dog pictures as profile pictures. Now you gonna fuck around and put some blackface up? Ooh, no. Let me catch somebody fucking around like that. The fuck out of here. We're gonna have to sit down and talk. No. And the other thing, apparently, Walmart, whether it was accidental or on purpose, seemed to have said, be the hero of this school year when marketing some back to school items, in this case in particular, guns. They were fucking marketing guns as back to school items. Nah, get the fuck out of here. Nah. So they want to backpedal on it though. And somebody made it though. Somebody needs to take responsibility. But that's about it. I guess we had like a mini little quick hit section. You know, I'm not infringing on anybody by saying that. That's just a term. Anyway, thanks again for listening, and shout out to the still didn't come up with a name. The squad that listens to the very last second. I'm gonna come up with something clever. I promise. I really will. It's gonna be dope. But if somebody beats me to it, I mean, comment that if you're part of that. So comment that, and we'll work something out. But thank you guys so much for listening. It's always a fantastic time making this show, and of course, be sure to follow everything. Cyrex MC, the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, YouTube, of course, Notification Squad, SoundCloud. I do have a couple people on my Notification Squad. Shout out to them. Okay, actually, I think it's just wait, it might be Teresa, but I know for a fact Monica is. So shout out to Monica. Oh yeah, music coming soon. So comment with a hashtag new let's get that new music. Comment on all the posts you see from me. All the posts you see from me for the next few days. Actually, until the song comes out. I want to see new, hashtag new everywhere. Alright, y'all. Once again, it's Cyrex. Now, this is episode 19. Have a good night.